Welcome back to C Morning Show. It's time for C Today Business. Now we're going to have a discussion with Sukor Sekuritas Online Trading Head, Daniel Wiguna. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Alin.
So as we discussed in the last week, right, that you mentioned that beware that the correction may take place in the Jakarta Composite Index, which happened really. And let's check now what are the global sentiment that may affect our market.
So this is the end of January, so most of the global important data is already recorded, and we already see by last week a lot of important data is already announced, including the manufacturing PMI of our country, and then manufacturing PMI of China also, which indicates there are slight correction to the level of 49. It means they are not expanding, and their demand is quite low by the end of 2023, and people see that it will be lower on the first quarter of 2024. So the slow demand of China, of course, influence a lot of commodities. So by this end of January, we will see a lot of commodities data, which influence a lot of global economic data as well. And at the end of the day, we see how it will translate to our index, of course, at the end. So at the first, we will see how the oil price is going up by around 3% in here. So the WTI is recorded on $77 per barrel in here.
Yes,
$77 per barrel, and then the Brent price is in 82 point something dollar per barrel. Well,
it's the highest in 2 weeks.
Yes, there is a lot of this is the highest in 2 weeks, and there is a lot of things that influence this surge in oil price, such as the tension in the Middle East and also tension in the Red Sea. And the third sentiment that can move the oil price by the end of January, which is quite important, is the oil supply in United States, because they are
because of the weather.
Because of the weather, yes, also. So they are lacking around 9.2 million barrel a day oil supply. So this part, they say it would jeopardize the oil supply and demand in their own country, and it will also jeopardize the oil price. And the surge, as we can see, can still go up until the price of $85 per barrel on Brent oil price, and it would be $80 per barrel for the WTI crude oil price until the first week of February. So a lot of oil emittent oil company in our country, of course, is good to watch by the investors, such as
disclaimer on.
Yes, disclaimer on.
So regarding the sentiment, we can look at MEDC, and then
MEDC is the most of our stock pick by this week, and also we see Petrosi also, and also and PGEO as our...
PGEO is also being recently being included in the LQ45. So there's also that sentiment. How about ELSA? No, ELSA?
ELSA, there is a lack of liquidity still in ELSA. So the stock that we are picking have the liquidity above 5 billion rupiah a day. So it would be safe for investors to trade.
Okay, these three are oil-related stocks that we can look at this week: MEDC, PTRO, and PGEO. But disclaimer on, do your own research once again. And then we still be discussing another data, also the coal price, how the oil price can affect another commodity. coal price?
Usually when this is some kind of anomaly that we are looking here, because as we know that oil is the mother of commodity. When oil price is surging, most of the commodity price is also surging. But we saw that when oil price is surging by 3% last week. Last week also the coal price is going down by around 2 to 3%. So
this is anomaly once again, as you mentioned.
Yes, this is anomaly to $123.9 per metric ton. So
why is that so? Is it lagging effect
or
no reaction effect?
So
what can we say about this?
As we can see, the coal price is influenced by two transportation logistic supply and demand data, of course. The transportation, the one that influencing the coal price for lowering down is the supply transportation by train in the South Africa. So this part is the one as we see in the South Africa, which the demand on this around that area, around South Africa, is lowering down. So they are lacking demand. They don't have much demand as 2022. So for the full year of 2023, they lack demand around 10 to 20 million metric ton per day. So this one influencing the coal price at the end of the year. So after they recalculating the supply and demand data, they
maybe also China's manufacturing data,
and also
not in expansion, affect this as well.
And also we see that there is a declining coal price in the end of January. But as we can see, if the supply and demand from transportation in South Africa is going well, we can see that the oil price can go up again, because as we can see in the technical data, this is quite a support in here, November and also at the end of January. So we expect that there will be an incline in coal price in the first or second week in February.
Okay, first or second week of February there will be a rebound. We hope in the coal price, and now it's getting bigger now.
As we see,
okay.
And this part is we want to understand the United States manufacturing PMI.
We can make it full screen.
Okay, we make it full screen. Because this data is important, because this one influencing our rupiah currency. Of
That's
course,
why rupiah was weakening. So it's not because of the rumor that one or two of the ministers from the current cabinet will resign, right?
Yes, right.
It's not related to that.
It's not related to that, because it's more related to global data as we projected. And this is beyond our expectation, because before this data, the United States PMI manufacturing data recorded by above 50, which means they're expanding. We see that the December data, the United States manufacturing PMI is in like 47.9%. So this is quite
jumped.
Jumping into expansion level. So this is super important for the United States, and also super important for the global data, because after this we might see a slower cut rate on the Fed decision, of course, because I
think it may indicate like higher for longer, even more, because see, like the United States economy is still so resilient despite the very high Fed fund rate.
Maybe if this keep happening in the first quarter, we might not see the Fed will cut rate in the first quarter. Maybe we will see it in the second quarter, as you mentioned. the higher for longer, it getting longer, but until
because
the
their
second quarter.
economy is getting stronger.
Yes, yes, of course. And this is only one of the important data in the PMI manufacturing data. We also try to see it in another point of view, which is their unemployment data, which also got lower day by day. It means their economy is still heating up. So yeah, we might not see the Fed will cut their rates in the meantime.
Even the labor market is still going strong.
Yes.
All right, now
So,
let's check our Jakarta Composite Index.
Yeah, a lot of anomaly happen in the global data as well as in our domestic data, in our stock exchange, because our macro economic data is nothing wrong with that. Our PMI is also in expansion. Our trade balance is going on surplus. Even though our rate is still high, is still in 5.7 to 6%, but our stocks is like touching their support as we mentioned last week.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the support which our index touch in 7,110. So if this keep happening from technical point of view, we see that there is three black cross pattern in here.
What this indicates?
It indicates a continuous bearish movement.
Oh gee,
So, yeah.
So what is the next support?
The next support would be on 7,020, but we don't hope it go lower than that, because if it's go lower than that, investor might be very pessimistic in our index in the first quarter, of course. So on another technical data, we see the RSI data is going down here. So it indicates there is slight chances that investor will sell because it didn't touch the oversold line in here. The oversold line is in the point of 20.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still in 42.5 and it's still going down. So there is a slight chances investor will
keep on selling off.
Yes, selling off their stocks, maybe in the big cap stocks or maybe in the medium cap stocks, because there is also an LQ45 rebalancing index in our index, right? So that might be the chances. And then we haven't seen there would be that cross line in our MACD line here. So if it happens, our index movement will get lower here. But as we saw in the foreign flow data, we saw that last week, even in the Friday, in one day, there is a big foreign net flow.
To which stocks?
Yes, foreign. It's going on outflow actually. So yeah, it's going on outflow from the banking sectors, as we mentioned.
As you mentioned, like it's time for realizing your profit.
Yes, yes.
So they're now profit taking.
Yes, profit taking is happening, and then also there would be a lot of stocks that we can look on for this week. Okay,
and disclaimer on.
Yes, disclaimer on. And the first stock that we see is very, very good to trade is the Telekomunikasi Indonesia, or Telkom.
TLKM.
Yes, because
for trading.
Yeah, for trading, it's going on sideways for quite a few weeks, and it's still on below 4,000 on their price. So we projected that most of our global investor will do accumulation until the first or the second week of February this year.
Is in still accumulation phase or in the sideways for TLKM, and then?
Yes, and then still there is Astra International, because there is a lot of outflow, of course, from Astra International by last week. It would be around 1 until 1.1 trillion even in one day. So
Do you think that the current price is good enough to start
yes, because
entering the stocks?
when people sell, there is someone buy the stocks as well. So we see that there is a lot of big movement in Astra International, and they try to keep their price balance and their price action in the level of 5,000 to 5,100. So this is a good level to buy. And this is a good level to accumulate. Disclaimer on for the investors, of course, and also because they recorded a good bottom line, but maybe there is a slight of negative sentiment that happening on Astra International because they have like new competitors.
BYD?
Yes, BYD.
Like people are worried like how strong or how resilient Astra International amidst the incoming players,
yes,
right?
incoming players. So, but we saw that as only as a short sentiment.
Okay.
So when people sell, this is a good momentum for another investor to accumulate. So we look on Astra International, and the third stocks, as we can see, is still on Bank Syariah Indonesia for the medium cap banking sector, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So these three that we can look at for this 1 or 2 weeks,
yes,
right? PLKM, Astra International, and Bank Syariah Indonesia, or BRIS. Disclaimer on, do your own research. And also be alert on the possibility of the continuing correction of the Jakarta Composite Index. Thank you very much, Daniel Wiguna, for sharing your insights and analysis as the head of online trading at Sukor Sekuritas. We are set for a commercial break right now. When we return, we'll bring you the world headlines. So stay with us.